Hello? Can anyone hear me? Okay. Hey, have fun, people. Hey, thank you. Good morning, everybody. We know you are sleepy. It's Saturday, and we know how young people are. They like to get up a little bit late on Saturday. But we'd like to thank you and welcome you to the J.C. Cooley Youth Inspirational Leadership Breakfast Program. My name is Michelle Cooley, and like I said, I want to welcome you and thank you for coming. People are probably going to come in a little bit later, but we're going to start the program now. So without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the founder, CEO, and president of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, Mr. James Cooley.
How we doing? Testing. Got too much echo. Oak Grove, right? My peeps. Hey, thank you all for joining us. Today we're going to talk about a message called respect, but we're going to get into that one later. I am so forward looking to get back over to the school. I was over there a couple of times last year, and I will certainly be there a couple of times this year as well. So I'm looking to chat with each and every last one of you and turn it into a little fun. You know, hey Charles, before we start, let's get this 4 C's song.
Yes.
Let's play the 4 C's. You guys remember the 4 C's song, right? Yeah. Yes, I was told that some of you all was walking up the hall singing that song. Any truth to that? We'll get it here in a minute. For anybody that don't know, it's a song that I wrote as it relates to the J.C. Cooley Foundation called the 4 C's. And the theme of it is what our program is all about. Create, collaborate, commit, and so, here we go. Let's see.
I'm trying to get it to start, son. You know, we live in a world today that people don't even care about how people see them. Don't realize that we can affect an entire generation and build our character. But you gotta do it with these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. In this life you will come and go, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you were created to be, the one that's gonna leave a legacy is you. Got to have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's.
What are the 4 C's?
It's the 4 C's.
Okay, we're gonna give another, I like that. Everybody understand what the 4 C's
No matter what others may say, you can have a destiny.
Let's do it again.
It's 4 C's. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit
four C's.
with the four
You know, I tell you, it's built on the four C's, and we're gonna get back into that one later on, and we're gonna get everybody up here to do that, right? Can we do it? Can we do it? We can do anything we set our mind to, right? So, but we're gonna start the program off. We always start off with a singer, you know, and this young lady just finished up, actually a couple of plays. The last one she just finished up, I think, last week, called The Height. In the Height. Wonderful singer, and we're gonna bring her up here without any further delay. Renee Bailey.
Okay, I am going to warn y'all, I have not had a voice all week, so we're going to see how this goes up. My mother bought it secondhand from a silent movie star. It was out of tune, but still I learned to play. And with each note we want me to sing another one?
Absolutely.
Okay. Good job.
Let's give it a little round.
Excuse us while we experience technical difficulties.
Can you come work your phone, please? Did you send another? Yeah, there's 2 songs on it. It is. I'm messing this up. Keep your bill alone. So
Oh,
the
you're
song
good.
is right here as well.
Maybe. That might be the first one. That's the same one.
Here we go.
With no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts, a hopeful song barely understood. Now we are not erased, although we know it's true. We were losing before we knew we could. Oh, yeah. When you believe, though hope is frail, it's hard to live. Who knows what miracles you cannot change? When you believe, somehow you will. You will when you believe.
round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Let me find one. Skip. That's the one I use. Good morning. Is everybody awake? I don't hear, but good morning. Oh, okay, that's more like it. That's more like it. My name is Charles Golden. I'm the Executive Vice President of the J.C. Cooley Option Opportunity Program. I'm glad to see all these little smiling faces here. Some of us are awake, some of us aren't. In keeping with the program, Mr. Cooley will be speaking about later. He's covering his version or his interpretation of respect. Now, respect, I'm gonna give you my version of respect. Everybody should have it. Who knows what respect means? Raise a hand. What is it? Well, that's good. That's good part of respect. Respect is doing what's right, honoring your parents, honoring your friends, honoring your teachers, honoring your scholastic seniors, your principals. But also, most importantly, respect is honoring yourself. Okay? If you don't respect yourself, no one's going to respect you. And sometimes you have to do things that's going to go against the grain of your friends and your co-workers or other individuals in your life to maintain that respect. Because that's one thing they cannot take away from you. You have to give that away. So you have to keep that in mind. So when your teacher says you got to turn in your homework, you have to respect what she says and turn in your homework. Because in today's world, unlike middle schools, when you go to college, you don't get that half a grade for turning in work late. The professor says, I want it on this day, and if it's not turned in, guess what? You get a big fat 0. And I think the schools today are misleading our youth in the way that they grade their work. Okay? They are teaching them that, I'll just turn it in at this point in time and I'll take half a grade versus a whole grade. Don't do that. You have to respect the work. You have to put in the work. If you plan on having a future, if you plan on going to college, if you plan on having a family, a job, you have to put in the work. And it all wraps around respect. Respect the job. Respect the program. When you do that, everything will come to you. And on that note, don't expect everybody to hand you anything. And I think that's a big problem with our youth today. Society is teaching our youth, don't worry about it. Someone's going to take care of you. We call those participation trophies. You got this one guy out there, he's the greatest baseball player in the world. He hits a home run. He's an MVP. But everybody gets the same trophy. Now, is that fair? But that's where we're at today. So respect is, do I take that trophy, or do I say I didn't do the work, and next time I learn how to play better and do the work? So everything you do in life, you got to remember, respect. Respect yourself, respect the job, respect the cause, respect everything. And when you do that, life will be so much better for you. Not easy, but better. Thank you very much.
Way to go. Let's give him another round of applause. Our next speaker, I tell you, this young lady inspires me every day. She's a leader, and she's the epitome of respect. Without any further ado, Michelle Cooley, my wife.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, everybody, again. When I was trying to figure out what to talk about today to the youth, I was thinking about a lot of things, good practices, great tips for improving your grades in school. But then something stuck in my mind, and it's not only for the youth, it's just for everybody in general, but I'm going to apply it to the youth. Aristotle has a quote. Who's heard of Aristotle and Plato and Socrates? Anybody else? They're great philosophers. So he had a quote that says, "The ignorant man pronounces, the wise man questions and reflects." Basically, that quote really means to, and you could say it in different ways, but really think before you speak. Find out before you speak. So basically, question, analyze, and investigate before anything that comes out of your mouth. There is one saying that goes like this. It says, "Don't claim anything until you are certain that what you are saying is absolutely true." How many of you have said in the past and repeated something that you heard on the street or someone told you, but you did not verify that it was true? How many people have done that? Any of you guys? Yes? No? Okay. Yeah? Okay, so what happens is that words are very powerful. And there's a quote in the Bible that says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Never repeat anything, first of all, that you're not sure it's true. You should always, as a person, as a young person especially, we like to repeat things, sometimes what our friends are telling us. Now, you can have on one hand repeat it and ask yourself this question: is it gossip? Will it benefit anybody? Will it promote well-being and well-doing? If it doesn't, then maybe you should think about it and say, I may not want to repeat this. Or if it's true, or if someone tells you something that's really not gossip, are you going to find out for yourself? Are you going to investigate? Are you going to analyze to see if it's true? We all need to, and especially that you're in school and whether you're in middle school or in high school and you're going to college if you choose to, it's important to also analyze and reflect on what the information that's been provided to you. For example, if you need to take a certain class in order to, graduate or move on to the next level, and you're not sure what class you're taking, and you hear from your friend, okay, you have to take this particular English class. Okay, and then you sign up for it. Well, did you verify that this is a class you need to take? Did you ask questions? Or did you just go by what someone else says? Basically, you have to have control and power of your own life. You can't, it is not a good idea to put your life, your choices, and your responsibilities for your life in the hands of somebody else. It's great to have great advice from friends and mentors, but at the same time, at the end of the day, you are responsible for your actions. You are responsible for the choices you made. If a teacher comes up to you and says, okay, what's your name, young man? Yes, you. Tavian. Okay, so Tavian, if your teacher asks you, Tavian, why didn't you sign up for this class? And you might say, well, my friend told me I didn't have to sign up for this class, I had to sign up for the other class. Who's going to be held responsible? You. Okay, like I said, there's nothing wrong with asking people, but as a young person, you have to take ownership of your life. So did you ask questions? Did you investigate? Did you analyze? Did you go to the right people and verify, this is what I need to do? So when you don't do that, you're putting your decisions, you're putting your life in the hands of somebody else, but they're not going to be held accountable. You're going to be held accountable in life at every decision you make. And even the things that you talk about. Gossip. Yeah, it's out there in the world. And sometimes we say to ourselves, gosh, I really need to tell this person. I'm just going to tell this one friend. Let me tell you, when you tell one person, they're going to tell somebody else, say, okay, don't tell this person, and it's going to trickle down. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. If you're a participant in spreading untruths, or even if it's true, if it's not going to benefit anybody, if it's going to promote negativity, how does that help you? How does that help your community? How does that help your fellow students? How does it help anybody? Well, it doesn't. So basically, you are held accountable. and I just want to repeat this, don't claim anything until you are certain that what you are saying is true. It can be true, but ask yourself, why do I need to repeat this? Is this any of my concern? Is this any of my business? Is it going to benefit me? Think before you speak. Think before you react. You may have the impulse to spread the news or to comment, but if it has nothing to do with you or to promote well-being, take that time to think, wow, it doesn't? Then maybe I need to just be quiet. Thank you.
Thank you so much. You guys get that message? Everything is related to respect. I tell you, I got a young man that's going to come up. He's going to talk to you. Very, very inspirational. He's a senior at Linfield Christian Academy. I've been knowing him ever since he was about 11 or 12 years old. He was a star football quarterback last year with Linfield, but went through a tragedy. But you know what? Nothing can hold you down unless you want it to hold you down. Nothing can keep you from achieving your dreams unless you want those things to keep you from achieving your dreams. So I asked my good friend, and I think one day he's going to be a famous football coach, or whatever he decides to do, he's going to do that. Without any further delay, Alex Louise.
Good morning. Like I said, my name is Alex Ruiz. I'm a senior at Linfield Christian High School right now. Just to give you a little backstory on my story. So almost to the day a year ago, we're playing Ontario Christian at Ontario Christian, and it was October 6th, though we're coming up on 1 year. And I got tackled the wrong way. I decided to keep the ball on a read option, and I dislocated my knee. And my knee, so I fell, and I heard a pop. I was on the ground. There was about 3 guys on top of me. They all got up kind of screaming, and I was like, I didn't really know what happened. I was like, oh, I probably tore my ACL or something. And I decided to lift my leg in the air, and it formed a hard right angle, directly at my knee. So what happened was my femur and my tib fib practically went like this, and it was just dangling there by tissue and skin. And so they took me to the wrong hospital. I sat in the wrong hospital for hours, and I finally got transferred to the right hospital, and they had surgery, and they saved my leg, but there's a lot of dead muscle and dead tissue. And I stayed there for about 6 weeks, and then I ended up going home in November right before Thanksgiving. And then they kind of gave me the option, you can keep your leg and you can let it heal, and it would be a lot longer process. And my foot wouldn't work. I had no feeling or anything below my knee, no movement. So I decided, I talked to a lot of people that I met that have missing limbs, in war and Marines and stuff like that. And they just kind of they really inspired me just to take the option of amputation, and just they gave me a first-hand view of all right, life really doesn't suck. It's still life. At least you're still breathing. So I decided to go along with it, and February came along, and I had the amputation, and then really just rehab since then. It's been a long process. I've just had ACL surgery, and I just had ACL surgery about 2 months ago. And so I'm really just working on that now. I'm walking around pretty good and moving around pretty good. Hopefully I'll get running pretty soon. But yeah, that's a little backstory on what happened for me. But really what I want to talk about is to redefine and persevere. And I feel like everyone finds their identity in something they're good at, your job, your sport. And my identity was in football. and baseball, but mostly football. Just kind of the athlete. I walked around school and I was the quarterback, or I was the shortstop, and that's how people just kind of knew me. My brothers went to Linfield, and my freshman year, they all knew me as like Little Nico, and then as I got playing, it was, all right, you're Alex, because yeah, I just kind of became the guy. Football was my everything. That was what I set out to be, was go to college and play football. I was on my way there. And just laying in that hospital and just realizing, like, damn, like, I'm never playing football again. And I'm never going to be able to, like, do the things that I'm a junior in high school, I'm 16 years old, and these doctors are coming in here asking me if I want to amputate my leg or not. And I was like, how do you ask a 16-year-old that question? Like, I sat in that room for days and days and weeks just contemplating, like this isn't fair. Like, how is any of this fair? Like, how do you make that decision at 16? Like, I had the rest of my life to live. Like, am I going to regret it when I'm 30? Am I going to regret it when I'm 20? And am I going to regret it right when it happens? Like, am I going to wake up from surgery and am I going to regret it? So come February, I woke up. All my family was there. And that's like the biggest thing for me, was having that community around me in my school. When I was in the hospital, it was homecoming week, and I had so many people come in and bring things in just to like hang out and like mess around in the hospital room, mess with my nurses, and just have fun. And I think if you surround yourself around the right people and the right positivity, like, you can get through anything. If you have the people that have the same mindset as you and the same like goal as you, like, so many people want to get me back on the field like for senior night. And that's like the positivity that I need. Like, obviously things have changed. Like, I can't go out with my friends and do certain things like the high schoolers want to do, like run around in TP houses or whatever. And that's been the hardest thing, like seeing them go out to the beach and it's like, nah, like, I'm good, I'm gonna stay home. Like, my leg's not feeling right today. And like, no one really gets that, like, especially at 17, 16-year-old, like, no one gets like, your leg doesn't feel right today? Like, but it's just redefining yourself and who you are. Like, my injury isn't on a pedestal of anyone else's, like, emotional injury or physical injury. Like, the things you guys go through and the things that you guys go through aren't any less or bigger than what I've gone through. Everyone still has the same feeling in the end of that lost hope and that lost, like, that emptiness in your soul. Like, what am I going to do next? And if you can have the mindset, like, there's always a next step, that's the best thing you can have. Having that, all right, what am I going to do next? Like, what's my next goal? And especially training at Linfield with Coach Burns, having that next step mentality is something he always taught us, like that next play, that, like, having that short-term memory loss. If you make a mistake, you always have another play. And I think that's just correlated into life in the best way that, like, possible. There's always a next step. Like, I can always find something else to do. There's always a next sport. There's so many sports now for everybody. Like, obviously football isn't really an option, but I can golf. If I want to bowl or something like that, like, there's always the next step. And I think that's just the main thing in life, is finding that next thing that's coming. And especially having the people that want to get you there and having the connections to get there. Like, the amount of people that I've met through this, I was in the hospital watching Sunday football, and my favorite team is the New Orleans Saints because of Drew Brees. And they were playing the Chicago Bears, and I saw this guy go down, their tight end. He snapped his leg. It looked similar to mine, but, like, I was just like, oh, whatever. Like, oh, okay, it's just another injury. And then my brother texted me that night, yo, you see the Saints game today? You see that tight end that got hurt? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, he had the same injury as you. And talking to my doctors, out of all the sports injuries in America, the odds of having the torn artery, the ligaments, the blood circulation, it's 0.06% of injuries lead to that. I was like, well, that's kind of odd. Like, within 2 weeks. So I end up coming in contact with him in November, December, something like that. And we talk every day. Some days it's, man, this sucks. Like, he's not playing anymore. And he's 30, and he can talk to a 17-year-old, and I'm 17 and I can talk to a 30-year-old and have that connection and have that. Like, even though me and him gone through the exact same thing, I can still talk to people that I know have gone through tragedies in their life, like adults, and even people my age. It's just harder to talk to people my age because no one really wants to talk about it. Like, I love it. People come up to me just randomly, like, out and about, and they're like, what happened? Just like, that's a very blatant question. And I love messing with them. I'll be like, what do you mean? They're like, what happened to your leg? I'm like, what do you mean? It's there. So I just love, like, breaking that ice and just making people feel more comfortable. And I think if you can get people feel more comfortable around you, you can open up and have real life conversations. Especially at our generation, no one wants to have those real life conversations. So if we can dig deep and have man to man, like, man, this is the stuff I'm going through at home. This is the stuff I'm going through, like, with my friends. And just have that sincerity and that, like, so many people ask, how are you doing? But they're really not sincere. They're not sincere about it at all. They just want to, like, if someone were to ask me that and I'd go, I'm not really doing good, let me talk to you, they'd be like, oh, okay, I was just asking you a question. So if we can get past that and get, like, the ice broken and have a real conversation of how people are really doing, I think it would save a lot of people going through that depression. I've never really struggled with depression until now. Like, sitting in a room with nobody there, I would scream and scream and scream, like, F this, F that, like, I'm so over this, like, and everyone hits that point in their life, they're like, what the heck is going on? And I think if you can have those people around you and have that positivity around you to, at least I'm still breathing. Like, I may have lost a leg, but I didn't hurt there's so many football injuries now that lead to head injuries. Like, I can still think straight. I can still function. I'm not paralyzed. And I think if you have that mentality, okay, well, there's somebody out there that has it worse than me. Some people have died. I'm still here. My mom can still see me every single day. My mom, I have a full another respect for everything, for walking. Being in a wheelchair is the hardest thing, like, for me. Like, some days I have to go in a wheelchair to school. I hate it. But walking through the door and seeing my principal, Miss Wilson, every single day, how are you doing? Are you okay? Do you want to come talk to me in my room? No, I'm good, thank you. Just starting your day off right and just focusing on the people that love you and truly care about you and get you to that next point in your life to where you feel like you can succeed most is where you have to get. Thank you.
Let's give him another round of applause. Like what Alice just talked about, waking up every day. Everything is about our attitude. Regardless what happened to you yesterday, day before last, week before last, whatever that is, let it go. We're built on the things that we allow ourselves to think about. We are built on the things that we value. And I believe that we should value life every single day. Every day is a different day. And every day things happen in life. But sometimes things happen to give us a new direction on this is what I put you here for. I mean, it took me a long time to figure out the path that my maker put me on, because you have all of these different roads. But sometimes we just focus on one road and we don't see any other avenues. but just that one road. Good, bad, or endeavor. We focus on that one road. That might not be the road that we should be taking. So we get guidance. We get guidance from our family. We get guidance from our friends. We get guidance from our enemy. We get guidance from everybody. But I believe that the guidance should come from you on what you think your path might be. And I grew up the seventh of 10 kids by a single mother that was never married, and she had to raise 10 kids by herself. And you would think that there's not enough love to go around to raise 10 kids. My mom had a lot of love. And I want to say it, I bet you, your parents, your sisters and brothers, your friends got a lot of love. But sometimes we resist that love because we think that we know everything. We know some things. No one knows everything. You know, I am a praying man. I reach out for guidance on everything. Everything that I have questions about. Anytime you find yourself in a corner, not knowing what to do, not knowing which path to take, not knowing which direction, ask for guidance. Go ask for guidance. You know, I'm not going to get into my message. I'm going to talk about that one a little bit more now. I'm waiting on that food to get here, so I'm kind of filibustering a little bit. But I tell you what, I would like to hear from a couple of you all. And this is what I'm asking. I want to know, first of all, your name, your grade, and what are you planning on doing in life? What are you planning on being? Yeah, so let's start with you first. Yeah, come on up. We're going to push these tables up a little bit because I don't like this. We got room. We can push this. You're not shy, are you? I don't believe so. You look like you're an athlete. You got the mic.
My name is Tavian, and I'm in 11th grade, and I plan on being a canine cop.
And how you plan on doing that?
Going to college and studying criminology, criminal justice.
Criminal justice. Oh, yeah. So, hold on. Your name is Jalen? Tavian. So you're in 11th grade. You ever heard of this program called RILA? I will be over to your school, and it's for 11th graders only. It's a leadership program. Are you doing okay over there? Are you're not getting in trouble, not beating people up, and just staying focused? Because focus is key. Focus is key. But when you get back, will you please pass to Ms. Wilson that I want to consider him for RILA, and she'll know exactly what we're talking about. Thank you so much. You. We're going to push these. I tell you what, we're going to push one of these tables in the middle. Just push it in the middle. Or without hitting the camera. We'll just take that one down. Okay, let's push it. Hey, Eddie, let's just take that table down when you get in the middle. We're going to take it down completely.
I'm Sean. I'm a 12th grader, and I want to be a therapist.
And how you plan on doing it?
Going to college and getting a degree or at least getting an LSW.
So, which school are you attending?
Like school I'm attending now, Oak Grove.
Yeah, I know you're in Oak Grove, but are you
Jack Weaver School in Oak
Jack
Grove.
Weaver, okay. So, a therapist, what type?
LSW.
LCSW?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's great. That's great. LCSW, social work program. I have a lot of interns that are in my program that are over there with you guys. At Oak Grove. And you can do it. You can do anything that you set your mind to. Anything. It's just a lot of perseverance, a lot of dedication. Most important, commitment. Commitment to excellence. Thank you. Tavian, what would you say? Yes. Erica, it was one of our interns. Yes, of course. Let's see. I tell you what, I'm gonna get back to some of y'all, but I want you all to hear from one of my interns in here right now. He's a senior at Cal State, San Marcos. Absolutely extraordinary guy that's getting ready to enter the Army as an Army officer. Eddie, come up and tell him a little bit about you.
Good morning, guys. My name is Eduardo Lanuzo. Like you said, I'm a senior. It's actually my 5th year at Cal State San Marcos. So I've been there for 5 years. I used to be a bio major, and then I switched. I was going into dentistry. That's what I wanted to go into, be a dentist in the military. And then kind of found out that wasn't for me. So luckily, I had, like they said, have people around you networking to tell you, and give you advice. So I kind of found out that, science, I wasn't really passionate about it. And then so I switched to criminology and justice studies. I could talk to you more. I'm actually going to be interning at Oak Grove. So, if you got any questions, come talk to me, man. And then I'll graduate in December, and then I'll commission into the Army as an officer in December as well. Actually, next week, I'll find out exactly if I'm going active and exactly what branch of the Army I'm going into. So exciting times for me. If you guys have any questions about, Army ROTC, which is a great opportunity for you guys, you could ask me. That's pretty much it. But I'll be here. I'm pretty new to as a JC Cool Foundation, but if you guys have any questions about college, anything like that, you guys can come up to me and ask. And then also after my Army career, I plan on going to federal law enforcement, FBI, CIA, stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions about that, feel free to come talk to me.
So, education is key. But if you're not sure where you're going or where you should be, just like Eddie, he's doing both, the education and military. I went in the military when I graduated from high school. I went in the military looking for my path. 18-year-old not knowing anything, but I thought I knew everything. And I utilized the military as a tool to kind of get me focused, kind of allow me to grow up, allow me to meet friends, lifetime friends. It also gave me the confidence and the courage to know that I could do anything I want to in life if I committed to that. And I am always going to push that to you all. And Oak Grove is my school. I would be running your RILA program over there. And so I'll get an opportunity to see and engage with all of you. But I'm gonna have my interns over there keeping an eye on you. So Eddie is gonna be there next week. You got Erica, you got Laura, and all of them are part of the J.C. Cooley Foundation. And want to get you guys engaged, get you guys involved in projects. But it's going to require you giving the best at what you choose to be. You being the best. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to break for breakfast. Breakfast, I see, just got here. It's a lot of food. Because it should have been a lot. Last program we had a lot of folks, but you know, you can't eat all that food, Davey. So we're going to take a break and get ready for breakfast, and we're going to talk later.
Hello, everybody. We're back, and we're resuming the program right now. Is everyone enjoying breakfast? Please go back for some more, but we have a lot. But again, thank you for attending this program on Saturday morning. Right now, I want to introduce you to a man who always had a vision of helping the youth. He always foresaw exactly what he wanted his role to be in the lives of mentoring, encouraging, and motivating our young people. Without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the President and CEO of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, my husband, James Cooley.
Wow.
A stands for attitude,
Turn up, Charles.
commitment, and enthusiasm. Let's talk about the A, attitude. A lot of times we are confronted with things or in situations, and we often react because we're not, for one thing, walking around with the right attitude where we get an opportunity to think. Attitude will make or break you. Most of the time, the first thing, depending on where you at with your attitude, you want to react, you want to hit, you want to say something. You want to do the first thing that come to your mind. We all have this split second where we can think about it. Somebody bump into you or said something, we can think about it. I need to dream big, think big, and be big. Be big is not in statute. It's in heart and it's in mind. You don't always have to react when you're confronted with a negative situation. Let me talk about the C in ACE. The C stands for commitment. What does the C stand for? What does the C stand for? In order to be committed to anything, you must be committed to yourself. And what I mean by committed to yourself, you must be committed to you telling the truth, you being honest with yourself, regardless what it is. Enthusiasm, just like I mentioned to you, is being excited. Just being excited just because you was able to wake up this morning. I mean, I'm excited. I woke up, the good Lord gave me another day. I'm happy. That's what I'm happy about it, and I'm gonna walk around. I cannot be walking around mad at the world or pissed off about something or mommy wouldn't let me do that, daddy. Say they did all these things. I'm just so. Come on, put that energy toward a positive thing. Just like Michelle Obama said, when they swing low, you what? Attitude, commitment, and enthusiasm. Thank you so much.
Hey, just like my wife said, everybody having a good time right now, right? We try to make this as fun as possible. But there is always a serious message in everything we do. I played that video, attitude, commitment, and enthusiasm, because I believe that it starts from that. From the minute that you wake up in the morning, that's what's going to determine your day. A lot of people say, oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. What is the wrong side of the bed? You know what I do? I try to wake up every morning. I wake up, open my eyes. Wow, I'm still here. Wow, I'm still. Then I thank God. And I said, wow, this is going to be a very, 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 very good day. If you wake up with that type of attitude, regardless what might be going on in your life, regardless of what situation or circumstances that you might have been in, you wake up with the right attitude. And the right attitude leads into my message today, called respect. Everyone should have gotten a sheet. In order to have the right attitude, we, in my mind, what I believe, that we have to respect ourselves. And when we're talking about respect, there are things in the ladders of respect that I believe means a lot. First of all, as you look at it, respect, the R, starts with responsibility. Each and every last one of us are responsible for our actions. We're responsible for the things that we choose to do. If you choose to do negative things, you're responsible for that. You're responsible for it. In respect, responsible means a lot, because the onus is on you. The next letter, expectations. Expectations. Whatever we do in life, we have to have expectations. Expectations of ourselves, expectations of others, but most important, expectations of your actions. Expectations. That's what drives us, the expectations of achieving success. Expectations. The next letter, and this is just me, I guess I'm a softy at times, but you have to be sincere. Sincere, not only to your thoughts, but you have to be sincere to others as well. Sincere to me is kind of like courtesy, kind, and is a part of respect. Sincere. The next letter that we're going to talk about is the E in respect. And that is empowerment. Empowerment. We, each and every last one of us, can empower ourselves. We don't have to have somebody to say, well, you can do that. You got to know that you can do it. You have to empower yourself. You have to do the things that you're supposed to do. Empower yourself for as homework. Mommy and daddy, you raised up that time, didn't you? Mommy and daddy should not have to tell you that you need to do your homework, or you need to take out the trash, or you need to make up your bed, or you need to clean your room. Why you didn't do it? Because you didn't tell me. Why you didn't clean up your room? Because you didn't tell me to do it. Sometimes we have to empower ourselves. Empowerment. You have the ability to empower yourself. Empowerment. The next letter, and I'm real big on this next letter. Confidence, the C. Confidence. You know, like little T came up here. I saw the confidence in him. He wasn't afraid. He stepped up there, opened up his chest like Superman. Confidence. If you have confidence, if you have the ability, and you believe in yourself, you can do anything you set your mind, but you have to have confidence in what you're doing. Confidence is a very powerful word. And confidence is knowing that you can do this or that. If you don't know if you can do it, if I say, hey, can you do it? Well, you know, I don't know. I don't want you on my team. If you can you block that guy? Oh, I'm gonna try. He's big. Ask me, can you block you? Yeah. Confidence. Confidence in your ability to do anything you set your mind to. That last one, a lot of people said, well, I don't understand what that tender spirit stands for. Tender spirit. I'll tell you what it means to me. Tender spirit is caring about more than just yourself. Tender spirit is when you see somebody, you just have that instant caring without judgment. It's giving a person a chance before just looking at somebody and saying, I don't like her. I don't know what type of spirit that is. Tender spirit is giving a person an opportunity to do whatever, to say hello, whatever that might be, without automatically putting them in a corner or in a box by themselves. Tender spirit is caring for others. So, I believe life starts out with respect. And respect comes from your attitude. That's why we played that. Attitude, commitment, and enthusiasm. Being excited. Having the right attitude, being excited about everything. Being excited about getting back to school and saying, hey, we had a great time at the J.C. Cooley program today. And that food was absolutely great. No, seriously. Respect. We all have to respect one another. We have to give respect, but we also have to earn respect. Thank you so much. Our keynote speaker, good friend of mine, she reminds me so much of my little sister. A wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lady. And she's going to come up here and share some things with you all. Without any further delay, she said I always mess up her name. Jalene Dotson. Jeanette. Sure. You don't want to chat?
That's all right. Okay. Yeah, you guys hear me okay? It's a small enough room. You can hear me okay. I can project my voice. My name is Jalay Dotson.
I knew it was something.
So he was close. It's all good. It's not going to stand. Okay.
It's going to make noise along the sun.
There we go.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave it alone now. Okay. So my name is Jalay Dotson. I am an entrepreneur by spirit. I have my own business in San Diego. I manage properties for investors, and then me and my husband just started our first church together in an Inland Empire. So I'm now First Lady of Wordwise Ministries Church. And what was pressed upon my heart to speak about today with you all is a very, very serious topic. Very serious topic, and being that we are teaching on respect, I'm going to need the gentleman in the back to put the cell phone on the table so you can pay attention to what I have to say, or put it down, because I need all of your attention, because this is very serious. Okay, this is real. What I'm going to do is first present to you an analogy, and then I'll explain why I'm here. I'd like to introduce to you Brandy.
Hi, Brandy.
This is Brandy.
Nice smile.
And Brandy, so let's open up the bag. So Brandy is her name, and she is a young teenage girl that is full. So the bag symbolizes her life. The bag symbolizes that she has, she's not empty, that she has life in her. She has a book that is full of knowledge, so she's full of knowledge, she's full of ideas, she's full of inspiration, she's full of dedication, she's full of commitment. So Brandy is a very, very happy teenager. The book also represents that she has a desire to be productive, a desire to experience life. She has a smile on her face. She is a very happy teenage girl. And she is, this is her positive self, because she's full. Everybody sees she has stuff inside, right? She's not empty, she's full. And so her positive self likes to help others around the house. Her positive self doesn't get upset when dumb things come up on her Twitter page or her Facebook page. She doesn't get upset by the thumbs that are down, the likes that are the dislikes on her Facebook page or Twitter page or Instagram. And her mom and dad, she understands her mom and dad loves her, and she likes doing things for her mom and her dad. Then a crisis comes along. A crisis sometimes in our life comes along, and it changes our focus, it changes our direction, it changes the way that we think about ourselves. So slowly but surely, Brandy starts to become empty. So as I'm taking the papers out of the bag, what's happening to the bag? What's happening to Brandy as I'm taking papers out?
Empty.
She's becoming empty. She's losing her sense of self. She's losing her identity because a crisis has come along in her life and she doesn't know how to handle. And so what she starts doing is she starts giving up her attributes. She starts closing in on herself. Pretty soon, she empties the bag. So now, how is Brandy? Brandy's empty. So as Brandy starts to, what she's doing is she's withdrawing. She's withdrawing from her family. She's withdrawing from her friends. She's withdrawing from the things that she loves to do. And so Brandy stops being helpful. She stops liking to help her parents. She stops liking to socialize with her friends. She stops liking to be helpful. She stops liking to be outgoing and to reach out. Brandy starts doing what? What does this look like to you? What does Brandy start to do and eventually become?
Small, folding.
Can you recognize Brandy?
Isolated.
Isolated, unrecognizable. Tell me something else. She has become consumed within herself. She has become a package that is wrapped up into herself. Now, how big is this compared to her actual size?
Little.
Smaller. It's little. So there's nothing smaller than a package that's wrapped up into oneself. Nothing smaller than a package that's wrapped up into itself. The other thing Brandy is isolated, you mentioned it. She's not reaching out for help. She has been, because she's wrapping up into herself, she's withdrawing from all sorts of help. She's withdrawing from family, withdrawing from friends, and slowly but surely she comes to a state of despair. When Brandy begins to realize that she has become wrapped in herself, and she realizes she needs to reach out, and she begins to have someone that notices this, that sees the signs of what's going on in her life, and they begin to reach out to her and connect with her and encourage her. Brandy then starts to do what? She starts to open back up, right? She's no longer folded, right? And the things that she used to enjoy with her friends, her family, her loved ones, her school activities, they begin to become replenished. She begins to become herself again. Does everybody understand? Yes? Okay, so what I'd like to talk to you guys real briefly about a very serious topic that's going on, that has been going on for quite some time, but it has become an epidemic in our society, especially here in America and around the world. What I want to talk to you about is suicide. How many of you guys know someone that has attempted, has committed, or has talked about it, or experienced signs of suicide? Wow. Wow. Is that everybody in the room? Do you see how serious this topic is and why you must pay full attention? Suicide is the leading cause of death among children ages 10 to 15 in America. Suicide is the second leading cause of death from the ages of 10 to 15 in America. Isn't that mind-boggling to you? Second leading cause from the ages 15 to 24 in the entire world. Approximately 800,000 deaths each year in the world from suicide. That's about one person every 40 seconds. That's about one person every 40 seconds. And so what we have to do is we have to be conscious of the people that we surround ourselves with. We have to be conscious of those signs and those symptoms and withdrawal. We have to be responsible. You said it. We have to be responsible not only for ourselves, but we have to be responsible for who? For one another. For each other. For each other. Amen? That's the first lady. Amen? So we have to be responsible for each other. I was a teenage girl at 15 years old that Brandy was me. Brandy was my nickname. So Brandy was me at 15 years old when I began to withdraw and I began to deal with the crisis in my life. And my crisis was I was raised in an abusive household, and I was just tired of dealing with it. I was tired of living in that household, dealing with verbal abuse and physical abuse. I was just tired of it. And so I attempted it. But thank God he had another plan for me. He had another plan for me. So it hurts my heart to know that there are, especially now, children 10 to 15 years old that are committing suicide because they don't understand what they were created for. They don't understand what life is all about. They don't even understand what death is. It is not courageous to even attempt something like that. It is a misunderstanding of life. And we have to reach out. We have to get the help that we need. We have to be a source of help for people that are in need. So we have to be responsible for one another. There's no greater deception than self-deception. See, Brandy thought that the world around her was crashing down. Brandy thought that there was no other hope, but there's always hope. There is always hope for every single one of us. We all were created with a purpose, and God is committed to your purpose. A commitment means there's no excuse that is acceptable. That's what commitment is. No excuse that's acceptable. And what I learned in my life is that excuses are only valid to the person that's giving them. They don't mean anything to anyone else. And it doesn't excuse you from not doing what you're responsible for. In the words of William Shakespeare, he has a famous quote that says, out of all the words of tongue and pen, the saddest are, she could have been, he could have been, or I could have been. I want you guys to remember that. The saddest are, he could have been, she could have been, or I could have been. So I'm going to leave you with this. It is attributed to Mother Teresa. It is said that it is written on the wall of the home for children in Calcutta, India. And it's called Do It Anyway. It's called Do It Anyway. And it says, people are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered, but forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives, but be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. But be sincere anyway, or be successful anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you, but be honest and sincere anyway. What you spend your years creating, others could destroy overnight, but create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous, but be happy anyway. The good you do today will be often forgotten, but do good anyway. Give the best you have, and it will never be enough, but give your best anyway. In the final analysis, it is between you and God. It was never between you and them anyway.
Let's give her another round of applause. Everybody having a good time? Come on now. We having a good time? Did we learn anything today? Did we learn anything? What is respect, T? And what it stands for? Responsibility? That's exactly what I'm talking about. You know, I started out, I gave a couple of people a chance to talk. I want to give a couple of more. What's that? Oh, you afraid? Okay, what about you? Tell us a little bit about you, or what are your plans in life?
I'm Christoph. I'm a senior in high school at Oak Grove at Jack Weaver School. And I look forward to being a mathematician at some point.
And how you plan on doing that?
Right now I've got a few different problems I'm trying to sort out at Oak Grove. Once I do that, I need to get into an undergraduate program and eventually off to graduate school.
Wow.
Love it. Let me tell you something, seniors. Seniors, you remember last year I gave a couple of scholarships to Oak Grove. And my intention is to give a couple of scholarships to Oak Grove again this year. You're able to compete for my scholarships by attending my program, by coming up and actually participating in the programs. You know, so I like that. You can do anything you set your mind to. Anything. Are you ready, young man? You're not scared, are you? Tell us a little bit. Grab the mic.
My name's Jaden, and I just turned 14, and I go to Oak Grove.
What grade?
8th.
What are you planning on doing when you grow up?
Either a zoologist or be a nurse.
Wow. Why zoologist? I mean, tell us.
Because I like animals,
I like that.
and I want to work with them.
You know what? You can do it. You can do anything you set your mind to. Thank you. I'm missing somebody. You thought I was going to forget. Come and talk to me. Come here. Oh, yeah. If you don't come to me, I'm going to come to you. Don't be scared. It's not that bad. How you doing, man? You're not scared. Look at that bit of confidence. Tell them who you are.
My name's Chris, and I'm 13, and I'm in 8th grade.
What do you plan on doing with your life?
I don't know.
You gotta have a plan. A plan.
I don't know.
What do you like doing?
Playing football.
You're gonna be a football player. Can you do it?
Probably not.
Okay. Listen up. You remember what we talked about a few minutes ago? This thing called what?
Confidence.
I can't. This thing called what?
Confidence.
Can you play that song, Charles? Hey, Charles, can you play that song again? Oh, the 4 C's. So it's this thing called confidence. 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 Create, collaborate. Then we commit with confidence. Create, collaborate. Then we commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. You can do it. Confidence. Now let's say, can you be a football player?
Yes.
This is how I would do it. Are you gonna be a football player? Yeah. Yes, I am. How does it sound? Are you gonna be a football player? I don't know. Let me try. Let me try. No. Say yes, I am.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
I'm not gonna yell.
Let's help him out. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Okay. Hey, we're going to end.
Yes. I worked for the Chargers for 9 years. And unfortunately, we lost them to L.A., which is okay. I'm still very close to a lot of the team. But do you know how many people are on that field every day when they play or they practice that never got to play football? And they're big in football their whole life. And it's amazing. And look at this guy. You can tell he could be on the field his whole life if he wanted to be, if he wanted to really stay close to football. So that doesn't mean you have to play. Just stay close to it. Get involved in the team. Be involved in all the aspects of football. You can still do your passion.
What's your name again? Chris. You're 13 in 8th grade, right? And one of the things that can help you kind of feel out what you're passionate about is get involved in extracurricular activities, in school, or if, throughout your neighborhood. Try a couple of different things, and you'll be surprised and amazed that you'll find what your passion is and what your talents. But if you're not involved in anything, you're not really going to find it that quickly. But get involved. Just try some extracurricular activities within your school.
We live in a world today that people don't even care about how people see it.
We're going to end it.
Don't realize that
End the program today, I tell you. Anytime we get together, it's a team. We are a team. A team. 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 You guys want to come up here and sing with me? Come on up here.
Create, collaborate, then you commit with
Seniors?
We live in a world today that people don't even care about how people see them. Don't realize that we can affect an entire generation and build our character. But you gotta do it with these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, gotta commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, then you commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. In this life you are gonna grow, but there's things in this world that you gotta know. To be the best that you can be, you wanna grow real big into a strong tree. To be who you were created to be, the one who's gonna leave a legacy. It's you. You gotta have these 4 C's. Create, collaborate, gotta commit with confidence. Create, collaborate, gotta commit with confidence. It's the 4 C's.
It's the 4 C's. It's the 4 C's. You know what? We're going to sing that song when I come over to the school with you guys. And then we're going to get them seniors involved in it as well. Hey, thank you so much. Any questions about anything? Our next program will probably be one day next month, probably toward the end of next month. I don't know when it's going to be right now. But I tell you, I'm leaving you guys with a message. Focus is key. Focus is key. Hey, T, make sure everybody get a copy of that if they want it. Focus is key. Focus is key. Any questions? Thanks so much.